Evander, maybe can you just give us a thought on, you've been around the league here a few years, as you evaluate this group, how close you guys feel you are to getting where you want to go, what's sort of been built here? And I know it's disappointing that you didn't get there this year, but how you feel about the next few?
Yeah, I think everybody in that room feels that we should have got the job done this year. I think we understand that we have a window of opportunity as a group to do something special and something that's incredibly challenging to accomplish. And the hunger and the determination and the drive now starts for next year.
Stuart, every step along the way this year, we've asked you questions about the ups and the downs, and you've always had a way of processing your way through the downs. How do you think you'll process your way through, this result for your team, and how will you kind of take this and move forward?
Yeah, I think taking it as fuel. I know I want to skate today. I want to, I don't want to have any time off right now. I want to get back to work right away, but the body does need the rest and the recovery. But I'm gonna keep this one locked up in my heart and in my mind for the whole summer, and I'm gonna use it as fuel to do that extra rep on the bike.
Evander, can you tell us, you missed some practices, did you get hurt yourself again in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, playoffs, everybody's battling through stuff, and obviously this year was a very unique season for me with the type of injuries I had. It's not like they were groin or hip issues or anything like that. They were injuries that I couldn't really do anything about. So look forward to getting back healthy this summer and feeling 100% coming into camp.
Did you break your finger or thumb in the playoffs?
I had some stuff, but again, those aren't for me excuses for anything, on the ice. If I'm out there, I expect to be at my best and be able to do what I can do.
And what was the difference between playing an LA team and playing a Vegas team? You beat the LA team, you didn't beat the Vegas team, in your mind.
Sorry, what was the last part?
What was the difference between the two teams? Vegas beat you, and you beat LA. Was there a reason in your own mind why Vegas beat you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously LA, they play a very unique brand of hockey. And, you have to kind of play a specific game in order to beat a team like that. And we felt confident that we can kind of play different games and beat teams, and we showed that. Vegas, I think they're a team that they can score goals. And obviously we can as well. But, in the playoffs, you can't trade chances or you can't make those big mistakes. I think we just made more mistakes than Vegas did, and it cost us a series.
Stuart, I mean, this season, everyone thought you were going to be the backup. You come in, you could play in the All-Star game, start in the playoffs. You're a Calder Trophy finalist. I know, you're not happy about sitting where you are today, but how do you look back at this year as a 24-year-old who gets his first real shot in the NHL?
Yeah. Thank you. I thought it was a good year. Obviously, you come in as a certified backup for the first little bit, and my goal was just to compete with Soup and work my bag off every day, get better every day, and I got a couple opportunities and tried to grab that, and had the opportunity to play a few more games and try to win some more games, and then obviously being able to start in the playoffs is what you want to do. It's a dream come true. It's what you want to, you want to play those big games every single night to try to help your team win a Stanley Cup. So yeah, I'm very grateful for the opportunities that I got. At the same time, everything that you said, the Calder and all the wins and all that stuff, that has everything to do with the guys that played in front of me. That has everything to do with the guys that battle for me every single night. So I have a huge thank you to the players in front of me for helping me have the season that I had.
I know you weren't really pleased with your playoffs, but does all that stuff beforehand kind of outweigh the negative, or because of the kind of expectations, I guess, on this team, do you kind of look at it the other way?
They're definitely two different things. You feel good about the season, you feel bad about the postseason. They both give me a lot of learning and a lot of things to think back on. Especially this postseason. Like I learned a ton. I learned a ton from game one with how exciting the building was. I've never experienced anything like that before. I've never experienced, overtime losses in the NHL, overtime wins in the NHL in the playoff series, being able to battle back down 2-1, 3-2, and having all those experiences has given me has given me a great chance to learn a lot about myself and learn a lot going into next season as well, because now I know what to expect.
Stu, what was it like handling the big stage, the big pressures of the playoff atmosphere, and being a local guy that you saw this kind of growing up here?
Yeah, best time of my life. It was so much fun. It was the fans were incredible. How the team played was impressive. It's pretty cool. I watched the Oilers growing up my whole life, being able to watch them in playoff series, and it's kind of crazy that I'm the guy in the net, doing that now. So I'm very fortunate, very grateful. Again, I have a lot of work to do to win a cup next year, to help my team win a cup next year, and we know where we're at. We know what to do, and this offseason is obviously critical. And it was so exciting for me to play as many games as I did, to play in the playoffs, and very fortunate for that, and can't wait to do that again next year.
And Evander, one for you. Just if Game 4 was probably maybe your best performance in the series as a team, probably was your most physical game as a team, do you think it dropped off the physicality level in 5 and 6 a little bit?
It might have not been as physical as Game 5 or 6, but I think a lot happened in that game, right? And usually, as we've seen in the postseason here, when games get lopsided, the team that's down, usually starts to try to take their pound of flesh and get something out of that game, right? So usually it's two teams responding to one another when the game gets out of hand. So that can definitely turn to more physicality.
And Evander, the Oilers on the power play were good from the start of the season until through the playoffs as well. The 5-on-5 wasn't so good. Why do you think that was?
I don't necessarily know if our 5-on-5 wasn't good, but I think it definitely could be better. I think we could have a greater emphasis on it. I think, sometimes when your power play's clicking at the rate it is, it covers up some holes or some mistakes or some things that can be overlooked through the course of the season, obviously in the playoffs. So I think it's something that we're obviously going to have to be better at, not only offensively, but defensively.
And last year in the playoffs, you lit it up. You scored a ton of goals. Was there something different this year? I mean, obviously you had all those injuries. Did that factor in at all?
I'd be lying to you if it said it doesn't factor into the rhythm of a season or how you feel. But at the same time, I take it upon myself as an individual to kind of see what the team needs or get a feeling of what the team needs, whether that's for a particular game or a particular series. So, in that LA series, obviously, they're a real staunchy defensive team. And, we got some big goals from a lot of guys up and down our lineup. The Vegas series, they're a team that we wanted to ramp physicality. When Leo scoring 4, 5, 6 goals a night, and Connor and other guys are stepping up, we're up 4-1. We don't need any more goals. It's about how you play in other areas of the game and different things that you can bring to help create a winning environment. And, I'm willing to obviously play those roles and do those things at the same time. Would I have liked to have produced more and contribute more? Of course.
Stu, in 21, you came and you played the one game against Ottawa, and you talked about how much that really helped you and what you learned from that the rest of that year. And then last year, of course, you got some action. This year, you played way more games, and then you got into the playoffs where teams, they focus in. I know the Oilers talked about what they do as an offense to focus in on a goalie's tendencies. Did you notice in the playoffs were teams attacking you one specific way more, and is that something you'll look to train or focus on in the offseason?
Yeah, I'd have to look back and talk to my coach Schwartzy about, you know, tendencies and kind of stuff like that to focus on in the summer. I think every team in the playoffs looks at, you know, different ways to find opportunities to score goals, whether that's something to see in me or see in the other opposing goalie, or if that's PK stuff, 5-on-5 stuff, anything like that. I thought LA had kind of stuck with the same plan the whole time on power play and stuck with their, you know, how they managed their rush attacks, which was, you know, they're a very good rush attack team. And then Vegas kind of the same thing. And you kind of saw Vegas attacking more on the goal line and kind of, you know, trying to get a little bit more scrummy and trying to chirp me a little bit more and, you know, stuff like that. So, you know, for a summer, I'm going to look back and, you know, look at some tendencies and try to find a plan that's best for me in order to help this team next year.
A lot of players, young guys, they talk about, I got to get stronger all the time. I got to get faster. The game's always getting quicker. Goaltenders obviously got to be quick side to side, but are there what's different for a goalie that you would work on that now that you've had even more experience in the NHL that you feel like, okay, here's an area that I want to improve on next year?
Yeah. I've always looked upon myself as a pretty average skating goaltender in the NHL. So I'm really looking forward to getting on the ice and working on my skating, just being able to be, I mean, as fast as you can, as quick as you can on recoveries. I mean, teams are looking for rebounds. Teams are looking for, you know, some dirty plays, you know, in front of the net and being able to battle. So, you know, rebound, I mean, I'm going to work on everything in my game, as I always do. But yeah, I think skating is definitely going to be, you know, a big focus for myself.
Do you go skate with Connor then for a week?
I probably should. That'd be a good idea.
Stu, 2 questions for you. Is it true that you kept your broken stick from the LA?
Yeah, yeah, it is true. It's in my basement right now. So I'm gonna find a spot on the wall to hang it up.
So, question for you, and what you described, what was the best time of your life? Why is it important to keep that stick and that memory?
Yeah, I think it's important for me because it's a reminder. You know, it's a reminder that things, you know, it's life. You know, all of us in this room have experienced it. You know, things don't go well all the time. You're going to get knocked down. You know, if you watch Rocky Balboa movies, it's not about how many times you get knocked down, right? It's about how many times you get back up. So, you know, we've been down in series. You know, we've lost in the third round, lost in the second round. When I look at that stick, it shows me perseverance. It shows me that, you know, things aren't going to go well, and that's okay. And you're going to battle back from that. You're going to work back from that. You're going to get back up and, you know, keep fighting. And that's what this team does. So it's a reminder of, you know, of my teammates and how they persevere, and also about how I battle back as well.